I recently went for a hike up Castle Hill in Huddersfield, just outside Yorkshire, and besides discovering how unhealthy I was, I think you can literally hear me panting in some of these clips, I became intrigued by its long and layered history. There has been human habitation on Castle Hill for 4,000 years, with the first substantial Iron Age settlement being established here around 590 BCE. This is probably the first time in history that there was actually a castle here, although the name Castle Hill is derived from a later fortification built by the Norman de Lacy family. The tower that actually stands here today is not a castle at all, but a monument commemorating Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. Her Diamond Jubilee was in 1897, and the cornerstone of this tower was laid in the following year. However, I'm actually more interested in another name that was given to this site in the medieval era. In a rental record dating from 1425, it is referred to as 3 acres of Demesne land called Wormcliff. The name appears again in a manorial survey of 1584 and alludes to a legend about a dragon that sleeps under the hill who guards a golden cradle. A worm, or worm, was the Saxon variation of the medieval dragon myths which heavily influenced what we know as dragons today. But this terminology of worm remained well into the medieval and even Renaissance eras. The Saxon worm was depicted as a ferocious snake-like serpent, which was missing the limbs and the wings of its medieval counterpart. If you want an idea of what this Saxon worm might have looked like, I can recommend the 1993 film Lair of the White Worm, starring Hugh Grant. It's based on a lesser-known work by Bram Stoker, the author of Dracula, and is a remarkably unhinged fever dream. It's probably one of the most deranged and sexual films I've ever seen, but that's British independent cinema for you. It is thought that the Germanic tribes popularised myths about dragons or serpents guarding hills or burial sites, and the word cliff actually meant a steep mound in medieval times, not how we know it today as a sheer drop. Interestingly, architectural investigations carried out on Castle Hill between 1939 and 72 revealed that the Iron Age hill fort here had been destroyed by fire. At first, this was assumed to be the work of outside attackers, but a close examination of the damaged timber revealed that the fire had actually started from within the walls. It was eventually concluded that the timber which had been used in the core of the rampart was so rotten that it had produced excess methane and spontaneously combusted. It's for this reason that I knock holes in the walls of my flat every single year, much to the dismay of my landlord. But come on, I'm Irish, I'm terrified of getting blown up. Anyway, it seems very likely that this legend of a dragon is the residual folk memory of this historic catastrophic event. By all accounts, nobody wanted to touch the site for another 1500 years after that castle had been destroyed. When the Norman de Lacy family arrived here, they obviously weren't worried about local superstition. But what about that golden cradle which the dragon was said to be guarding? Well, historian John Billingford believes it has something to do with symbolism in the landscape. Looking southwest over the village of Holmfirth, there is a saddle created between 2 hills. John Billingsley believes that the sun setting between these 2 hills could have created this historical golden cradle and be what the legends are referring to. But there's also a more sinister explanation. The invasion of Britain in the 1st century AD could have been seen as apocalyptic enough by the indigenous population that they started sacrificing their own children in the hopes of appeasing their gods to protect their homeland. Whatever the definitive origins of the Dragon of Castle Hill, it's clear that this site has been viewed with superstition for many centuries, and perhaps even millennia. Those legends preserve the historical footprint of the site, and may hint at stories that are yet to be discovered with more research here. It's just a shame that there isn't still a pub at the top of the hill. The one that used to stand here was demolished in the 1940s, although people still pretend there is, to convince their lazy friends to come and do some exercise. I fell for it. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please have a look at this video and go and check out the channel, where you can find lots more videos on the paranormal, dark history, and folklore.